Life's good when your phone isn't just smart, it's genius.
Welcome back, you're watching Power News. In today's episode, we're discussing power sector reforms key to power sector sustainability. The government is likely to come out with an interest subsidy scheme to push distribution reforms in the power sector. The performance-linked subsidy would be given to distribution companies to create infrastructure through National Electricity Fund. Would this be helpful in accelerating the distribution reform process, Mr. Mishra?
There are certain imbalances in our policy itself. For the utility for the reform, there becomes a disadvantage. Particularly the state of Odisha, they could be called like that. There is a APDRP, there is a rule, there is no private sector APDRP fund will not be given. So Delhi and Odisha are being deprived of. Though the classic case, Delhi case, that the people do complain between Delhi and Odisha, Delhi is a success case. First of all, these two are not comparable. Delhi cannot be compared, you cannot compare Delhi with Odisha. Even the Bhubaneswar cannot be compared with Delhi. But if you compare the Bhubaneswar ATC loss, Delhi is they are comparable. If the Bhubaneswar ATC loss 15%, Delhi is also similarly is 13% that we call. And the question is that APDRP fund is not being given to Delhi and Odisha. And in Odisha, classic case of Odisha, the government says it is privatized. We don't fund in for this project. There is no magic wand for any distribution company. They will do the 39% will be bring down within the 2011 till they come to 22%. That means if they will not make 39%, 20%, they cannot recover their ARR. They cannot recover their ARR money. If they don't recover the ARR money, what will happen? Power purchase, we say and in our order we say the power purchase cost, you have the upfront you have to give. They give the upfront the power purchase cost. Then the salary cost, after that there is nil money. In the basket there is nothing. There is basket there is nothing. So that by that they are not able to spend any money, the renovation modernization of the line itself. No APDRP funding, no state government funding. There is no internal money for doing any networking cost. So the quality of power supply is further reduced.
80% of the distribution company's cost is in power purchase. And he is purchasing power right from 1 rupee up to 7 rupees, 2 rupees, 3 rupees, 5 rupees, 6 rupees, 7 rupees. Unfortunately, whatever philosophy we are following for the last 100 years for tariff making, that we are given a go by and we have gone for a different philosophy. Now he is taking the average cost of power purchase entirely between 1 rupee to 7 rupees, and on that basis we are charging people. But if you see the earlier tariffs or even today's tariff also, you will find that based on the purpose and nature of supply, which is already provided in SCT Act 2003, like in the house, first 50 units at 1 rupee, next 300 units at some price, another 500 units at still higher price. Because as our consumption is going up based on our standard of living or anything, such purposes are charged more. That power is coming from higher cost resources. Now we have taken average cost of supply. So in the city of Delhi, last year more than 200 megawatt of power demand has gone up by 7-star, 5-star hotels because of this Commonwealth Games. They have not brought their power. Average cost of supply has gone up because new power has come, and the poor fellow who is using 50 units per month, he still continues to use 50 units per month, but he will be asked to pay 70%, 80% more. So this tariff philosophy which we have changed needs to be addressed, that low cost power for high purposes and high cost power for low purposes, that kind of separation we need to do. In that case, all the problems of cross subsidy surcharge and the ability to pay, they are also taken care of. So through the tariff policy, it can be addressed.
Dr. Deo, the sector is fraught with problems from all the sides. On one hand, weak financial health of State Electricity Board has impacted demand, and on the other, fuel availability is posing a big threat to new projects. Given the huge capacity coming up in the next 2 years, don't you think that the situation could go worse if oversupply concerns persist?
I think everybody is agreed that all the panelists that it is the distribution which is the key. And how do we really reform that distribution? And it is a governance issue. See, we had electricity boards, we created monopolies. Just calling them distribution companies is not going to change that. So we are really looking at that, how to do that, whether we need to separate wires and services, whether that is possible, which will really mean separation of urban and rural. That is the issue. But we need to address this governance issue. Because when we talk about franchise, that's also a model where we are saying that these things will be happier in the household if we were to give it to somebody to handle the areas which we cannot handle. Because Bhiwandi was that. Because Bhiwandi, because of the nexus between the employees and the power loom, obviously it was not a technical issue. So all the technical steps are known. So we are dealing with the governance issue and we need to address that. And then it is possible how you allocate power, etc. Those things can be taken care of. So I think we seem to be at least agreeing on that distribution is the key and we need to address this issue squarely. Thank you.
Well, with this we come to an end of today's discussion. I'd like to thank all the panelists for giving their valuable input and joining us here in Power News. I'd also like to thank all the viewers for watching Power News. Do join us next week for more news and updates. Till then, goodbye and take care.